So I guess this is kind of old news now. The Rampart change has been out for about a month. But I just wanted to give my opinions as a Rampart player, just because there's not many Rampart players out there, but I just want to know if other people feel the same way as I do. So you know, if you do, let me know in the comments. If you don't, let me know why. But yeah, I've been getting back into this game competitively, specifically. And you know, always been playing Rampart. Like, this is the only character I play. I am the definition of a one trick, and that's partially because of how unique Rampart is in the way that she plays. You know, I literally only play this character, and I saw that they were doing a Rampart buff, and I was like, oh dear. What does this mean? Because I know for a fact that Rampart is like, you know, fine. I'd say she's good. It's just a particular playstyle that doesn't get along with many people, so it's just, you know, it's just how it is. You know, not everyone's gonna mesh with Rampart. It's buff. I was like, oh god, they're not gonna rework her, and just make her like a really generic legend. But luckily that's not happened, and they've only changed a few minor things. But I think that labeling it as a buff is a bit of a stretch, because they have made it worse in some ways. So yeah, the first thing I want to talk about is these little roof bits. I think they're fine. Like, I don't know how powerful the devs thought this would be, giving Rampart roofs. I know that when this changed, like, you know, when people saw it, everyone thought like, wow, this is going to be incredible. Like, everyone's going to be picking Rampart. But I didn't think that at all. I thought like, this is, you know, it is a little buff, is what it is. And you know, I've seen like the clips of people doing Gibby ults on this, and it's like, yeah, this. Well, you could probably survive a Gibby ult if you had, you know, 3 walls and a little triangle, or however they do it. You know, in what world are you going to be in like an open space where you can, you know, you'll have a team shooting at you. They're not going to let you put up 3 walls like this and let you sit here with a Gibby ult rain down on you and like not just spray the walls and like destroy them really easily. But yeah, I think overall they're good. Like, you can get away with some silly things with these. Like, for example, you can do sneaky things like this with ziplines, where it's like, you know, you actually have some cover, and it's like, they can't really, you know, I mean, you know, there's still plenty of things they can do from here. But Rampart is a bit more viable in the lower ground, which is great. I just don't think it's as good as people initially thought. But I mean, this is kind of what I expected for them. I will say that there is something that I've not seen anyone talk about, which is kind of being able to catch out enemy Ramparts. So say if this was a Rampart over here, you know, it takes a long time to destroy these top bits of wall. But what this allows you to do is you can kind of get an angle. And if you didn't know, if you shot a amped bullet through a blue side of a wall, it just breaks it instantly. So it can kind of surprise some people. They're not, you know, they're not usually expecting the wall to break instantly. If you can get that lucky shot off, or that like precise shot, I should say. Okay, my game did just like do a massive stutter then. But I think what I was saying is literally rule number 1 to, as a Rampart player, to, you know, be on the blue side of the wall. Because if you know, when you're fighting Ramparts, or when I'm fighting people, I do often see people like being like trying to like peek out of cover like this, as if I can't just shoot them through this wall. And I think it's just ingrained into the community that, like, you know, that's just how you peek out of cover type thing. Especially, you know, people with shotguns, like, you know. But yeah, as a Rampart player, you don't want to be being on the other side of this wall, because like, you've just thrown away every advantage that you could possibly have. Because like, what are you gonna do from here? Like, put another wall down so you can just shoot and break.
Right, getting my cover out of here.
Like, it's pretty quick to break these walls.
Lonely upgrades unchosen forever.
And you know, if you get Sheila out, you're a sitting duck for a few seconds anyway before you can start shooting, and then you've got to break this anyway. So it still takes some time.
Right, getting my cover out of here.
I think on that, we'll go on to the upgrades.
Cover.
I think that they called it a Rampart buff was kind of the reason that I was, you know, a bit, I won't say grumpy with it, but, you know, it's not a Rampart buff. It's not a clear as cut as that. Like, she is definitely worse in some regards, and this is the main thing really. So you get these two upgrade choices. Now previously, this one on the left was Sheila charges 30% faster, which is, you know, that was absolutely incredible.
Better choose an upgrade.
Maybe the other one was you could carry more ammo. So obviously you'd always pick the 30% Sheila one because, like, you know, carrying more ammo is kind of cool, but you know, Sheila is like a beast. Especially like you can get away with using her at range. If you can learn how to control the recoil, you'll do quite well with it. And you don't really need to take a mid-range gun because Sheila's got you covered on that end of things. I don't know why they've removed the 30% one and added this, you know, bigger ammo stacks, extra grenade slots, red bins. It's like, it seems okay, but compared to, you know, infinite ammo, I don't see anyone picking this upgrade really. I don't know if that's just me, you know, sheltered in my own little Rampart head, but I mean, I suppose players which don't play Rampart and don't utilize the cover would benefit from that, but you know, why are you playing Rampart at that point? Like, just play, you know, like just play Ash or something that can benefit from, you know, that has a good kit. This is definitely a buff, but is it a good buff? That really depends on what side of the wall you're on, because this, while it has made it better, it has just made it, I think, the most annoying legendary again. I can sit here and do this all day. You know, there's nothing stopping me from just holding down this shoot button just as much as I want. And I actually got in a comp game like earlier this week, I just sat up on this this big unit in Olympus, and I had a longbow, and I had got a 4k damage, and I was kill leader because I had infinite ammo and I had just walls all the way around. And I was just, you know, I was too far away for anyone to realistically do anything about it, and I was just pestering people. That was all I was doing. So yeah, it's a good and a bad thing, I'd say. Like, you know, on one hand we don't have Sheila as quick, which is definitely a bummer, especially for, I know, a lot of, if you were a Rampart man before the update, you know, like, you would know how good Sheila is, but it has forced you to not use Sheila as much, which might be intended. But equally, I don't think Sheila's too overpowered, even though she can do like some crazy deep hits. You know, it looks crazy in the fire range, but like,
I've tinkered my way
if you
to
do that in a
level.
fight, you know, you can't move at all. So, but one crazy thing you can do with this new super glide thing is spin up Sheila and then super glide off the top of your wall, which is kind of crazy. I don't know how many people know that. But that definitely gives you a bit more mobility with Sheila. It's kind of annoying to do, especially if you're in a building, but that's slightly lethal. On to the next upgrade. So yeah, Sheila spin up time. That's like, you know, a preparation tool. Like, you need to have it out ready, anticipating a push.
Some
Otherwise
juicy
you should
upgrades
get
just sitting there.
punished. So this is just kind of like negating that a little bit. It's like, yeah, it's fine. This amped cover will regenerate over time.
Upgraded and
I've been
ready
picking
to
this
take them for a
generally.
test run.
Because it's just stupid. You know, it's one thing just having, you know, your walls having more health now,
Putting up some amped
depending
cover.
on your evo. It's another thing just being able to just not have to worry about putting more walls down and it just auto healing. It's just crazy. This ability is, I think it's a good upgrade. I think they should definitely keep it in. It is definitely a double-edged sword, and it's something that I will choose game by game, because I know that if I'm going to be sat being annoying behind the wall for most of the game, like that longbow game for example, I would definitely put my upgrade into this, because, you know, people are going to shoot odd pot shots at you, and you can just kind of ignore it because, like, you know, Sheila will, I mean, the walls will just heal themselves. But especially with the way that the this boost works. You know, it's encouraging you to jump over your wall, which is something that you could do, and it's something I would do, even though I said it's rule number 1. You know, if you're finishing a fight and you've got this guy on like half health, you know, of course you're gonna just jump over your wall and finish him off, and then loot the bodies and stuff. But you know, what would normally happen then is a third party would rock up and they'd have, you know, these 2 walls. In the old update, it wouldn't be as much of an issue because for starters they had less health and they don't auto heal. But now they auto heal, these guys have such an advantage because they've got your 2 walls and you're out in the open. So you'd have to put your wall down, which now is less health and the
getting backed up.
So you're kind of screwed. So it's strange that they incentivize you to jump over the walls. I think it would be a much better system is if you picked up this cover.
Right, getting my cover
I wish
out of
that
here.
it would just like distribute that speed boost to whoever's like generally around it. Because
Tossing
you
up
know,
some
I will
amp
always
cover.
put my walls down, you know, before leaving, or else you've got your back to them, and that's just a stupid thing to do as a Rampart player. So you can kind of get around this if you like do damage on a wall like this. You know, you can super jump off it and then pick the wall up remotely.
Right,
Like
getting
that.
my cover out of here.
So if you
Putting
do
up
it
some amp
quick
cover.
enough, you know, just do that straight away.
Getting my
Another thing they've added is this single place cover, which I've not really used too much because it's actually
tossing
slower
up some amp cover.
than it is
Backing up my
to
cover.
manually place the multi-cover and then click scroll wheel. You actually bring your gun out
Right, getting my cover out of here.
slower.
Tossing up some amp cover.
It is minuscule, but like, it's you know,
Amp
it is what
cover's
it is. You
getting
can use it, you can not use it. Just whatever. One other thing with the new super glide things is
Putting up some amp cover.
a
Amp
new
cover's
method
getting backed
of
up.
movement with the Rampart. I've not seen anyone do this other than me, but I've been using it a lot. And it's something that I've called Rampart hopping, which is like, you know, you don't need to call it that, but it's just
Putting up
about
some amp
describes
cover.
it.
Amp
But yeah,
cover's
you can
getting
just
backed
kind
up.
of put a wall down, super glide off it instantly. It's really easy to do, as long as you get your super glides in. You just kind of
Tossing up some amp cover.
hop over, and
Right,
you can
getting my
remotely
cover
pick up
out of
your
here.
wall. So it is kind of hard to do, like, into each other. You can't just spam this, obviously, like,
Putting up some amp cover.
well, you can,
Right,
but
getting my
it's
cover out of here.
not going to do you many favours to spam it. But you know, when there's like a straight area of land that you need to cover quickly, it's just a nice little thing to have. You can just do that.
Right,
Kind of.
getting my cover out of here.
You've got like a mini Ash Dash really, which is it's good. I think it's good that all Legends have this now, and it has made like, you know, it's kind of made Octane useless, but I feel like it has, you know, reduced the bullshit that Sparrow and Ash have. Yeah, to conclude, I think they should definitely add the Sheila upgrade back, getting rid of this you know, red bin upgrade. I do think that allows for you to kind of decide what type of game you're going to play, because like if you went for the full right upgrades, which would be infinite ammo and then self-regenning walls, you'll be locking in for a long distance irritating match where you can just poke people and sit back all game. But if you went for the Sheila upgrade, you know, you could go for a bit more of a aggressive match where you can be relying less on Rampart's walls and, you know, using Sheila a bit more, which, like, you know, it's not overpowered, but like if you can, you know, flank someone with Sheila, which is something I do quite a lot. My 2 other teammates will be shooting, you know, someone, and I'll go around the corner with Sheila out and I'll flank them. I'll often get, you know, one of them killed, another one almost killed or killed, and then I'll get knocked. But that way it's like, you know, 2v1, which, I mean, it's a bit of a silly strategy, but it does work usually. But yeah, with the Sheila upgrade, I think that would make it a lot easier to kind of play Rampart more aggressively, which is, I think, what they were aiming for with this whole boosty thing. And another thing is maybe if they could
Oh, Sheila.
make this a bit quicker, because it's so slow. By the time you've sat on this, your wall's already broken usually.
Oh, don't run
So
now. Get your butt back here.
it does work quite
Miss
well
all
with
the fun.
the walls auto heal, because like you can leave it there, like someone break the wall, and you got Sheila there, and when it repairs itself, you can hop back on. I do think it's a good change that they've made it so it
Sheila's
doesn't
coming with
actually
me.
take the entire ammo capacity of Sheila anymore, because I know before if you put it down it would go back to 0. It does only
Sheila's
take 1
coming.
bar now.
Don't get.
But I mean, I've seen before, like when Rampart gets buffed, you know, I've always, you know, I picked her up like back when you couldn't usually Sheila with your hands, which is, you know, a key part of a kit now really. And seeing all the pros like, you know, ASU like wall bouncing and using Sheila to push people and stuff like that, I was like, yeah, it's over for me. Like, they're gonna nerf this character into the ground. But what ended up happening was all the pros just stopped playing Rampart, and I think that's, you know, that's happened again here. Like seeing all these annoying walls and like self-regenerating walls and infinite ammo and all this, it's like, she's really good, I know. Like they're gonna nerf her into the ground, but I don't think so, because everyone's dropped off playing her again, and it's just because the simple fact is that Rampart isn't for everyone. She's just such a strange character that, you know, the vast majority of the player base are going to gravitate to someone like Ash or Octane, or, you know, just someone more like movement based, or, you know, a little less reliant on micromanagement, which is what you've got to do for this character really. There's these like little notches, no one's never seen that before. But yeah, I mean, this character is like incredibly hard to learn, really. So it is a ball ache to be good as her. And I don't think she's bad at all. I think that even before all this been added and changed, she was still great. You know, I wasn't, when I heard there was going to be a Rampart buff, I was like, oh okay, like I'll take it, but I don't think we need it at all. Like, I make Rampart work just fine. Because like so unique with, in case of like door plays and stuff like that, you can just block a door off. It's just crazy. Back when I started playing, the devs were very much like, you know, we know that Rampart is the least picked legend, but we think Rampart's in a good place, so we're not going to change it. Because yeah, she always has been in a good place. I mean, I think the moving around with Sheila thing, that was a massive buff for Rampart, but I think that's more just like her growing with the game. I think, yeah, definitely adding back that Sheila one, because a big part of Rampart's kit is counter-attacking. So mainly just punishing people for running directly at your wall. So having Sheila, if someone tries to run at your wall, they'll just die. But given how, you know, the ammo's regenerating slower now, it is the case now where, you know, if I just had a fight and I've not got Sheila, I am kind of screwed, because like the amp's covered, it does do damage, but like if there's 3 people running at me, you know, I will just get overwhelmed by that, and they will just win. Especially if they jump pad over me, like, because like it wouldn't be enough. Like, I'm not gonna hit all my shots in the air for starters, and like, you know, the amp's damaged 17 hit here, 14 there. You know, it does a bit more, but it's nothing. You know, it's nothing crazy. But if you got Sheila, it's like, you know, it's 3 people running at you. Just get most of them there. I think I only had like a third of it, so I've just basically had to start taking more ultimate excels really. But yeah, I mean, they're my thoughts. If there's any other Rampart mains watching, it'd be interesting to see what you think, especially on the you know, the Sheila nerf, the one that no one's really talking about. Here's another little nerf actually. You know, your teammates are much more likely to break your walls now with these roofs, because these roofs intersect quite a bit. So your teammates could quite easily do something stupid like that. And yeah, let me know if you've been doing
Tossing
your
up some amped cover.
Rampart,
Right, getting my cover out of here.
or if it is just me. I assume that Rampart players would have been
Getting
doing
backed
this.
up.
Because it's just so...
Putting up some amped cover.
Yeah, so I suppose, like, thanks for watching. I may start doing some epic stuff again. I've not uploaded on this channel in like 5 years, so yeah, I don't know if I'll be doing more on here, but we'll see.